functions, I'm always tempted to say hip because Nigeria's national anthem is one of the most beautiful anthems you can ever hear in that. Tochi, thank you so very much. This is my first time as an author watching you perform. Obviously, it's not going to be the last. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have the understanding of the fact that tonight is going to be about the recognition of those who have distinguished themselves in this space, especially when it has to do with the agile mindset and the principles. And I'm very much excited to be here today. Like I mentioned earlier on, we have about 26 awards that are going to be handed over to all of the individuals and organizations who are much so qualified, who themselves have distinguished themselves in one way or the other. But first and foremost, I would like to recognize every single one of us here. Very important that we are all welcome. Please can we put our hands together for ourselves. I'm always very encouraged when people oftentimes send an invitation and they meet with the time. It helps us to be able to maximize the outcome which we are all gathered here for. But I know that we have some of our speakers who are going to be with us for the next 2 days inclusive today, which makes it a third. And first, I would like to say a big welcome to Pierre Torre. You're welcome. Please put your hands together for her. It's good to see you. Everyone who has spoken, and you actually mentioned that this is your first time in Nigeria. You see that Nigeria is a very beautiful country. We are on the path of activity here, and we're going to get there in due time. I also want to recognize definitely your friend who you came with. She's always been Nigerian in her own opinion. I want to say a big welcome to you. She's based in Abuja, and I'm tempted to give her a name from Nigeria, but I'm going to decide that at the end of the day. I would also like to recognize my very good friend. I would say she's one of our names today, full of excitement and life, and that's the person definitely of Mary Lanyon. Please give me a hand to her. She's one of our speakers, and we're looking forward to your presentation, madam. I would also want to recognize Mr. Victor Mwadu. He's one of our speakers. Please can you put a hand together for him. Of course, seated by his side on the desk, we want to say a big welcome to yourself as well. We definitely want to say a big welcome also to Mr. Bamide and Fatima from Deloitte. You're welcome, sir. And then Carlo Alibi from Sterling. You're welcome. Also one of our speakers. It's good to see you. I also understand that Mr. Shiri Tinubu is in the house. Please can we put a hands together for him? Alright, okay, he's on his way. Then I need to understand that Mr. Victor Ichoko also is in the house. Please come tell him you're welcome. And secondly, Mr. Derek James from Access Bank is obviously representing Mr. Omo. You're welcome so very much. And one of our speakers in the house is also someone I'm so excited about meeting as soon as demonstrating the agility spirit as one of our, and that is the person of Itopa Manitsule. Please can you put your hands together for him. As soon as I have a name from the speakers, I will definitely recognize them. But you and I know that we are here at the Agile Nigeria Conference to look at how we can adopt a lot of this mindset and the principles in driving our businesses, especially in this country. But I think that it also applies to both individuals, organizations, and of course the country at large. When I was commissioned to anchor this event, my excitement was basically, is this not anything different from project management? Until the chairperson of the association actually mentioned to me, no, there is more to agility or the agile mindset than what you think project management is all about. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great delight and joy to definitely recognize who she is, and that is the person of Madam Abiodun Oshola. Please can you put your hands together for her. Well, before I call you up, man, in just a moment, I will also want to recognize our different friends who basically have supported this event. Business Agility, Microsoft, Access, you've done very well. Please put your hands together for them. These are organizations who definitely have seen the light in this regard. And certainly the Agile Advisor Africa, who definitely obviously are working with the association. We have an Aqua Protocol, Sigma, Delta, African FinTech, Hungary. We also have Christian Outsourcing, Future Revenue Properties, Gracious Towers and Tours Limited, UST Global, Deloitte, Obilan Consulting definitely, and Cognitex, Storyline, Hockey, African agility and agile mentors as well as InterSwitch. Some of these companies are ones that we all know that differentiate themselves in business ecosystem. They are really showing the spirit of what leadership and excellence is all about. In my line of work as a TV host and as well as a master of ceremony, I often tell myself that this is not about me. A lot of us we talk for a living, but I'm not qualified as much as the people I'm going to invite into the podium to do this job. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please, we have to go over the chair of the association as she comes forward to give us our welcome note. Madam Annual Agile, please put your hands together. Madam, note yourself, please.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Are you all happy to be here today? I would like to welcome everyone to this first of its kind in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, in Africa. I would like to welcome you all to the African Agility Forum. It's an awards event, a program that recognizes organizations and individuals on the path to agility. I would like to start by saying thank you all. Thank you all very, very much for honoring us, honoring our team here in Nigeria, the team, the Agile community that has been working and trailblazing and doing all kinds of activities to ensuring that there is the awareness of Agile and also there is the practice of Agile, the mindset of Agile in Nigeria. I would like to welcome our special guests who are here this evening. Most of them have traveled from very far, friends from, some of them are friends from LinkedIn who have become family, right? I know we've all been recognized and welcomed, but I just really need to do this because it's a really big deal, First I'll start with Itopa. Itopa, welcome. Thank you for coming all the way from Canada. While I was in Canada, our paths never crossed. But then since I've been here, he's been over there doing all kinds of wonderful work for the Agile community. You're welcome, Itopa. And also Pia. Pia, this is her first time coming all the way to Lagos, Nigeria from Sweden. When it comes to Agile HR in the entire world, she is the queen, right? She calls it as it is, and she has gone ahead to work with a group of people and built a manifesto. So if you're in the community and this is your world, it's a big deal what I'm talking about. It's like having Kim Kardashian in our midst right now. She's the big celebrity when it comes to Agile HR. Let's give it up for her. And, of course, Mary, another friend I met on the internet, on LinkedIn to be specific. She has come to, more than a friend. And so I'm really happy to have you here all the way from the UK, doing fantastic work in Middle East as well as in Europe. Thank you, Mary. And Bamidele from Houston, works with Deloitte. This is his second time supporting us for the conference here in Nigeria. You're welcome. And I don't want to forget Pia's friend. You're welcome too as well. Thank you. And every one of you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you're very, very much welcome. My brother, Victor, my brother from another mother. He's doing great work. Wakanda agility. Give it up for Victor. And some of our sponsors are here, and I would like to also welcome them and thank them. Also, my brother we keep fighting who is older. I keep saying I'm older, he keeps saying no, he's older. I don't know, maybe you guys can talk to him and find out. His name is Pastor Shewutayo. Let's give it up for him. He's my baby brother, but he won't accept it. Alright, thank you so much, Chi, for that performance. And each time, this is like the second time we're witnessing this, and each time I'm always in awe. Everyone was just transfixed, like you just have to stand and in awe, not only of the words of our country, but also for his performance is really, really awesome. Thank you, Gucci. And thank you all. I know we have people from Access Bank here, Terragon, I've heard some other organizations, as well as MTN. Stanley couldn't be here, but he has sent a representative, and MTN is here. And of course, many more who are begging and saying, oh, we're sorry, we're stuck in traffic. And so we're going to be having a wonderful evening. And I would just like to say a welcome to you all to the African Agility Forum. This is an awards night where we recognize journeys, progress, work, and all kinds of stuff in Agile. So individuals, organizations. Tonight, you will watch some videos, people telling their story about their journey, how far they've come, talking about their obstacles, talking about their experiences, and hopefully this can inspire somebody here, and organizations as well, who have done one thing or the other. Some of them have tried and failed, and some of them are really happy to be where they are, and they're all going to be sharing their story with us. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited. As I said, this is the very first one, the African Agility Awards, and there will be many more to come. And it's part of the conference, which is themed the theme is Accelerate Your Delivery. And Agile Practitioners Association is our host for the next 3 days. Agile Practitioners Association of Nigeria. If you are not a member, if you haven't heard about it, just go on your phone right now and type www.agilepractitionersng.com. You need to be aware of that. And so it's a great honor for me here to be here this evening, greeting you all and welcoming you all. And I'm hoping that today we would learn from one another. We would network, we would share stories, we will find where we have similarities and commonalities. And we will also be able to learn from individuals and organizations about the better ways of working. And we will be able to go away with this knowledge and apply it in our personal lives or in our workplaces. This is the third year that we are running the Agile Nigeria Conference. And as I've repeated almost 4 times now, this is the very first African Agility Forum. And we will be celebrating leaders, we'll be celebrating organizations. I'm emphasizing this because it is a big deal, it is the first time. And I would like to stop here right now because I would like to extend a warm welcome to Shea Tinubu. I know he had to step out. He's graciously agreed to honor us with his presence and also assist us with the award section. I would let Tunde come over now and give us a brief history of the African Agility Forum. Thank you all.
All right. Yeah, thank you so very much. I was just saying to Rodney that that's my job. Our job today is to make sure she gets all of what she deserves. Put your hands together one more time for her. When you mentioned the Wakanda activity, I looked at Victor and it reminded me of Mbaku. And these are people you don't mess up with. This is very agile, and then want to hear so much of these stories as a case in regards to agile culture in Africa, and it gives me great delight, just like the chairperson of the association mentioned, Mr. Tunde Duran is going to be doing that for the next few minutes. Please put your hands together for him.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Let's be agile. Yeah? Alright. So, I am here to give you a brief history about about this program, right? We like to call the AF. I remember on a Friday about 2 years ago, I got home thinking, oh, thank God, I got rid of Abby today, right? And guess who called me like 5 minutes after? Abby, yeah. Right, so Abby, and like she always does, hey, Tunde, I have this idea, right? And I was like, okay, can't we wait till tomorrow? Like, it's Friday. We've been doing this for like 2 weeks straight. I remember we had an event then, and this how ideas come to her, right? So I was like, okay, so what's this idea? And she said, okay, you know, we went to Lisbon, right? So all this started when she went to Lisbon and went for the World Agility Forum, where she was made an ambassador for the World Agility Forum, for Africa, right? And talking to them, going through a lot of discussion, we're able to get 2 banks in Nigeria, that's the Sterling Bank and Access Bank, awards on the world stage, right? And I think that was an amazing, amazing thing that we did for Africa as a whole. So Abby says, you know, why don't we do this for Nigeria, do it for Africa as well? You know, and then we started this journey, and we thought, okay, let's recognize organizations, individuals for their path to agility. That would encourage a lot of organizations to adopt and transform their organizations, right? And said, okay, let's start with this. And here we are today. This is the first one for the AAF, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy that my phone is too agile. Alright, so I'm happy that everyone here is coming today to support us, and I hope that this would also be recognized worldwide. Worldwide, right? That everybody would love to come to Nigeria because of the AAF that is going to happen, right? So I would encourage everyone here to please, we're all ambassadors from today, right? And we should please try to publicize this. Let's blow it out of proportion, right? Okay? Nobody's answering me. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So please do enjoy yourselves and have fun, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Tunde. The first time that I met Tunde, I was not too sure how my reaction was going to be. But after myself and he interacted one or two few times, I was very impressed to have met him, and I'm glad that we are now associated. As a matter of fact, just being associated with Tunde makes you agile, as a matter of fact. So please, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, put your hands together for him. My job here as a master of ceremonies, a double-edged sword, is also a timekeeper's job, as well as ensuring the program goes as smoothly as possible. But I'm so very much excited because when this whole concept came to my mind, myself and my team had to conduct a research. And I was so impressed with the kinds of things that Agile has actually been doing so much. And it's kind of baffles me that this has been ongoing for almost 20 years, if not more or less thereabout. And you already know that all of this started with history from the IT software industry, but now it has expanded, and we are realizing the fact that people need to do business just like Bill Gates mentioned, business at the speed of thought, without necessarily having to incur all kinds of costs. So the lean idea in terms of management oftentimes is embodied by the spirit and sense of agile principles. And I'm so excited because I know that this is going to be demonstrated within the next 2 or 3 days as the case is. But I excited to know that Mr. Olatunde Adekunle is in the house. Please put your hands together for him. But everyone begins to recognize because of the half the pillar that brought our view. And so on that note, I would like to invite him to come up to share just with us, for the next maybe few seconds or thereabout, what his experience has been in this field and what is expected as a matter of fact at this Africa's edition of the Agile Nigerian Conference. Please put your hands together on this stuff. Today I pray
Good evening, everybody. Check. Let's do it again. It's not like a Baptist church in here. Good evening, everybody. All right, this part sounds excited. Let's look at the Wakanda Forever team. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. All right, that's better. My name is Tunde. I'm a servant leader. I've been doing what I do, serving people for the past 15 years. I'm passionate about what I do. Currently, my engagement is with Walmart International to be precise. I'm leading the whole transformation over there in Bentonville, Arkansas. This is my second time being in Nigeria. The very first time I came to Nigeria, Abby was the one that brought me back. I was born here in 73. I left here in 79. I was raised in Jamaica. I love the story because it's inspiring. And 2018, Abby invited me as a guest speaker and as a trainer to come back to my father's land, to be here in Nigeria. This is my second time. It was a blessing then, it's a blessing now. One thing I want to encourage you to do, hold on to your Agile story. Remember where you started. You wasn't where you are at right now. Be proud of your story. Own it, because your story is not for you. It is for somebody else down the line that you will impact. I want to say thank you, everybody, for allowing me to speak, and I'm looking forward to partnering with everybody in here. Thank you.
Today, the way you speak, boy, I wouldn't want to know whether you are in Nigeria. Because this one you say you were born here. My brother, it looks like America is taking over.
Oh, never that.
All right, that is what I just read. I still don't know what I'm about. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Olatunde Adekunle. We are going to be looking forward to his interaction and presentation and within the time span of this event. Please can you put your hands together one more time for me. There's something about battle in the Black Panther series that reminds me of a man who can never be defeated. It's a spirit that actually embraces what you call excellence and defense that you cannot challenge. And so I'd like to invite the man who reminds me of him so much more. And this is not Black Panther series. This is activity series. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Victor Nwadu to come forward to give us one or two comments on what he's looking forward to and what the experience has been. Please put your hands together for him. No, I know you are, but it's all right. Hi everybody, my name is Victor Nwadu. I hope you're really ready for this speech. Hi Mary, how are you? This is a very, very, very big opportunity for all of us. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very happy to learn that I'm not alone in thinking with me. It is very, very comforting to find that an already established Agile community has been taking place, happening in Africa, especially in Nigeria. When I was introduced to Abby, and Abby told me a story, I wept. I did not weep because I was hormonal. I wept because I was very taken by the desire, the drive, the amount of drive we have now to organize ourselves, to get people together to do things like this. And I was thinking, this young girl, and me, Papa, I just presented my life in the UK. This is why I'm here, everybody. I'm here to make my part, I'm here to help, I'm here to do this in Africa before the Chinese and the strangers come and grab our stuff and send it back to us again. Okay? So, thank you all for coming. My story is a reality because I was just somebody that immigrated to the UK, also like everybody else, came to the Agile world, like most of us were coming to, found that it was better than being an accountant. I spent years being a boring accountant, and then realized this new thing. It's the easiest job I have ever done in my life. I get paid a lot of money to do and to tell businesses how to be more agile in their way of delivering value and making people happy in the world. That's what it is. It's no biggie. If you strip away all the buzzwords, it is about delivering value. It's about customers. It's about making people happy while they do their work and giving the highest time for the organization. Value could be anything. It doesn't necessarily translate into monetarize essence, but the entire point is making life easy for those workers and the people that supply the assets for making business work easy. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Victor. I can assure you that in Jesus' word, so you are not the only one who is. When I first met Abby myself, she was concerned if I was going to be able to anchor the conference. And I told her, listen, let's not worry until we get there. And as a matter of fact, my own research has exposed me to the whole spirit of agility. And one of the things that I'm so excited about is the impact that as a matter of fact can register, especially for the country. Earlier on, one of our special guests obviously does one thing, and that's the person of Mr. Shinichi. So please can we put our hands together for him? Alright. Having said that, I can be proud to say that although I did not meet her on LinkedIn, I met her face to face. But there seems to be something about LinkedIn that seems to be building relationships here. And then when I met her, I was excited. She exhibited so much in terms of the spirit of what the emerging passion is all about. Please, Mary or Rania, come forward and let us share one or two of those experiences that touched my life already, and say exactly what we're looking for. Please put your hands together for her one more time.
Thank you very much. It's been such a pleasure to be here this evening. And like Abby rightly said, we met on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has obviously a strong community of professionals. And the good thing about agility is that we have a very strong community. And as you can see, one is already building up here in Nigeria. So for me, linking up with Abby was the best thing I'd ever had. And I was even more excited that she had come to Nigeria to introduce Agile. Because every Agile practitioner will tell you I'm taking Agile class. Because Agile is predominantly the mindset. Okay, it's more than the framework, it's more than the scaling, it's the mindset. And I'm sure we can all agree that we could do with a shift, a fundamental shift in mindset. So I think it promises to be an exciting 2 more days to go, where we're going to be learning from each other as activists, learning from one another in terms of how we want to go forward with should I say, creating even more awareness and making sure that individuals, teams, and organizations are empowered. So, I'm really excited to be here. I can't say that enough. Thank you very much to Abby for putting all of this together. It's never easy to put, an event like this together. And she has managed to pull people from all over the world to come. So, thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so very much. This is Daniel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important for us to know that this is actually an international conference because we have participation coming from all the different parts of the world, including Africa. And so I'm so excited that I'm going to invite Mr. Itopa Malik Sule to come and share for the next few minutes, what his expectations are and all that. I saw him very agile when I came in earlier on. And intelligent people wear glasses. So that is makes it all work well. Thank you.
After this introduction, I can't fail. Thank you. How's everyone doing? Good. How is everyone doing? Good. Thank you. So I think it's a story about how we met Abby. Is that what we're talking about? Okay. We actually lived in the same country for some years. We didn't know each other until about 2 years ago, somebody joined my team. He's actually a Brazilian, and we started talking about our background, which happens in Canada because we come from so many different places that you always want to know, okay, what's your background? Where are you from? So as we started talking and said I'm from Nigeria, it's like, oh, I work with somebody in Nigeria who is now actually back in Nigeria doing amazing stuff. Who is that? He quickly opened his WhatsApp and there was a group, and he said, don't worry, I'll just add you to the group. So that's how we met. Eventually we started talking, and when this opportunity came to come over here and talk about agility, it is the best that I can expect. My idea of Agile is for the individual to be happy at what they do, to deliver value to the end customer, and at the end of the day build a community, which right now is forming pretty well here in Africa, in Nigeria, based on the work that they've been putting together. So thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to the next 2 days here. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. We put your hands together, Mr. Sule, Malik Sule. We are also much excited about that. Abi, as a matter of fact, is over she's involved the spirit and the science of what Agile principles is all about. Just like maybe I mentioned, beyond just the mindset of the framework, we're obviously looking at how that can be found much more impactful. And Victor just mentioned something that this is how we make good money. As a matter of fact, having forgotten about accounting as the case might be. So there must be a lot of good minds in this agile business, right? Am I correct? Okay, you don't want to share the goodies. We will enjoy it whether you like it or not. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be able to entertain just to make a break, and I'm very glad that our special guest of honor, who is going to be helping us, especially with the awards presentation, is in the house. But before then, it's our first time in Nigeria, and there's a Swedish, and I've been asking, how do you say hello in Sweden? Some of us may not be linguistics, so to speak. We try to speak the English that we know how to speak as well as we can. But we'd like to hear what our story so far is all about. And I hope she won't say she also met Abby on LinkedIn, because it looks like this LinkedIn and thing is going widely spread. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Pierre on the authority, and she comes to share with us what her experience is. Come on. Pierre, I will ensure you eat amala before you leave Lagos. Oh yeah, she said yeah, I'm not sure whether she knows what amala is actually.
Okay, nice to be here. Very nice to see everybody. Coming from Sweden, and I'm visiting my friend here in Abuja, Gunilla. I'm here because of Eva invited me, and Abby, of course, as well. I'm going to speak tomorrow afternoon about Agile HR, because I've been working with Agile HR for a very long time now, since 2012. And I became agile, something you kind of discover in yourself, isn't it? Something that you just feel that you are being more than what you are doing. And it was an amazing feeling to feel that, oh, this is really me. I'm really agile. I didn't know that before. Became an agile master in 2009. So very happy to be here, very happy to see all of you here. You're very welcome to take part in my certification training if you would like to do that. I am giving a certification training in Agile HR and Agile Leadership for 2 days. So thank you very much for inviting me, and I wish you all a fantastic conference and a great night tonight as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You see that in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we are embracing the spirit of Agile. It's not the same story sometimes in the Western media actually want to create. Nigeria itself is a tale. Well, we might be going through a lot of challenges. I think every nation on the earth has their own challenges, as a matter of fact. I was privileged to anchor an event where the Queen of Netherlands was in town. That was in Abuja. And of course, this had to do with financial inclusion. And then we got talking about some of the issues that countries themselves face. And the people looked at financial inclusion as a way to actually drive or rather bridge the gap, especially with the poverty, index that Nigeria seems to be identified, by. And then when the whole idea of agile principle, agile mindsets, however you want to call it, the frameworks as the case might be, came to my own attention. I realized that this itself might actually be the vehicle that actually can help lead from that particular advancement, that development. Because I don't think Nigeria's challenge is a question of resources. We do not have the issues in terms of, whether in terms of human resources, whether in terms of material resources. The major challenge obviously we are facing is a mindset issue. And if Agile as a principle or as a spirit, that I would like to put it as, is able to be adopted by a critical mass in our society. I'm very sure most of us are going to be like Mr. Victor Umwadu, making good money, smiling to the bank at the same time, being on the Wakanda spirit, and all that. After all, this has to do with titanium, as the case might be. So, ladies and gentlemen, every single one of you here are very critical in driving this agenda for the good of Nigeria, for the betterment of Africa, and certainly for the world. You can be rest assured for me, for example, obviously I'm going to be adopting it not just as a master of ceremony for this event, but also somebody who needs to be able to adopt this whole sense and spirit. And that itself is going to make things, as a matter of fact, so much more amazing. Well, I think, I'm not too sure, but I think Eliana Watting is Eliana Philip Amodun. Your name is very powerful. Please put your hands together for her. Are you Nigerian? You're Nigerian? What part of Nigeria are you from? Delta. Please come up and tell us a story. Because this your name is very agile, and we have to adopt it as a new name. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for her. Let us share one or two of our stories. Is this looking agile? I mean, are you saying, with this gender issue, okay, I don't want to go there. You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Alright. Okay, so I met Abby, first and foremost, through a piece of paper, I would say. A letter was sent to my office that, introducing Agile, and we were wondering what Agile really was. And so, okay, fine, so let's give it a try. Let's invite them. And the first time we met Abby at the presentation, and we also that we knew Agile was what we wanted in our organization. So that's how we started the journey in Agile. And it's been from one great transformation to another. So that's how we met Abby, and of course, we've been trying to see how we can also push Agile into various organizations. I'm a HR, I'm a HR professional. So it'd be nice to have a chat with Maria. Yeah. So that's how I met Abby, and it's been a very good journey for all of us. Yes, and I'm from Delta State, and my name is Eliana Philip Amulum. Amulum is actually a Delta name, so Philip is an English name. Basically, it's a common name by my husband. Thank you.
All right. It is impressive that we're here with SIGMAC Technologies, if I'm correct. Your HR, the HR practice itself has, there has to be a balance. It's like the HR and project management issue might be finding Agile as more like a threat, but I do not see that so much in terms of that sense. I think it's a win-win situation for all practitioners. It's for us to do and deliver better, just as we have our team as accelerate delivery. I'm excited because the founder and CEO of Business Activity Institute is in the house. Please put your hands together, Mr. Ian. Please come up, sir. It's amazing, men who always distinguish themselves with a sense of Agile always wear this school, Some of those ones who don't wear this school don't understand better. You're welcome.
Alright, good morning. Morning. I don't know. I have no idea what time it is. I literally got flying. I've been flying for 27 hours. Wow. So yeah, I may fall asleep over there. Just let me sleep. I won't talk very long. I will just say that it's a privilege to be here. I'm really looking forward to discovering what Nigeria has to offer the rest of the world. I'm not here to talk. Well, I will be talking about what the rest of the world is doing. But what we've discovered through our research and the work we've done is that countries like Nigeria, countries like Indonesia are hungry for change. They want to leapfrog 20 years of organization development in 2 years. And you've got the intelligence and you've got the the systems to be able to do it. It's just seeing where the nation of Nigeria is going to go, and that's what's exciting to me. That's why I'm here together. All right. With that, I'm going to go full seat in the corner.
Quickly ask those for me. I mean, the 27 hours, I don't know how you guys do this, it's impressive. The excitement on the face tells the fact that indeed, Business Agility Institute has been on for ground. We're looking at in terms of comparison analysis, models that are functioning, and we can adopt a lot of those models for the good of our own country. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited because this evening is a much more relaxing affair. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, we're going to be dealing with all of the academics, we're going to be dealing with the intellectualism, we're going to be dealing with the teeth and the substance of why we are gathered here. But at this African Agility Forum, we are going to have a little trick to our program in the sense that we want to have a fire chat. And that fire chat will be anchored by no other person than the chairperson of the Agile Practitioners Association of Nigeria, the host of the evening. Please can you put your hands together for Madam Oshora Abiodun, popularly called Abi. Please watch yourself. And of course, to join her on the seat for this fire chat is our special guest of honor. And I kind of like this because in his own idea is more of an interaction. Two minds working together to actually see exactly what they have to offer. Put your hands together for Mr. Sheyi Tinubu. Alright, so you see, the beautiful thing about people with the spirit of agility is the fact that we support one another. So, gentlemen, I'm going to be handing over to Abi. Abi, for the next few minutes, this is over to you.
Thank you very much. Ethan, you're welcome to Nigeria.
Thank you.
All right, we had a few people come up here to talk about, just a few things. And everyone kept mentioning Abi. I was like, oh my God, like, all right, can we just, tone it down? Okay, thank you. So right now, I'm about to make it about Sheyi Tinubu. Anyone familiar with Sheyi Tinubu here? Anyone show of hands? All right. Anyone familiar on LinkedIn? Okay. All right. Anyone familiar with his work in Lagos, in Nigeria? Show of hands. All right. Advertising. Anyone familiar with the name Loadsat Media, Promo Media, Loadsat Promo Media? Show of hands. Yes. All right. Not many people. So we're going to be having a chat right now. It's very important that we know. And our conversation is going to be based around organizations who have agility in them, who have business agility in them. Now, when you talk about an organization who practices agile and adopts agile practices, embraces the values and has an agile mindset, Loadsat Promo Media is one of them. And my observation being in Nigeria for almost 3 years now, I found out that there is an organization, which is the Loadsat Promo Media, who has been using innovation to promote businesses. They have beautified Lagos. Do you all agree with me? Yes. You all agree with me? Yes. They have beautified Lagos. They have digital advertisement. They respond to all of the changes. They have changed the face of advertisement in Lagos, and their work has beautified our environment. Do we all agree? Yeah. Do we all agree? Yeah. Thank you. And so he's the brain behind it. There are two of them, but he's the face that you see. And tonight, I'm going to be asking him a lot of questions. Maybe questions that you probably all will get to ask, right, to find out. And why is Abi saying that he's agile? He's agile, right? But we're going to find out. I will let you come to that conclusion. So, Sheyi. All right, tell us, why advertisement? Like, what made you start this in Lagos?
So it would be like I was to say that it was a planned venture. For those that didn't know, I actually studied law, and as all Nigerian parents always usually tell me, you had a doctor in your money or you're an engineer or sort. But fortunately for me, when I came back from my master's and stuff, I went into who is today my business partner and other brains as well that I was amongst the other staff members, because again, Lord said has grown and become what it has, not just because of the two of us, but because of the team connectivity as well. So why advertising? I mean, it was a little thing that existed, and we saw the space as being very brand, being Western educated, seeing how certain structures were being presented, how individuals were able to showcase their company and their brands. We felt that space itself in Nigeria, well, there was something missing in it. And I guess that's one of the reasons why we say, well, let's venture into it. And Loadside is one of the very many ventures that we've successfully done to today. But like you said, it is the one that I think is foremost.
All right. And we all understand the 4 values of Agile, right? Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. We agree with that value? Of course. All right. So, understanding that, what has happened is that in my little research and stuff, I found out that this organization practices that. And so they have a situation whereby they have an operations team, and they will meet with you face to face to understand, get your requirements, and boom, they will transform your vision into reality. And so most of the things, I'm correct, right? Almost.
I would say for us, when we started Loadside, the idea was one, to be innovative, impactful, and most importantly, when we first started, our motto was, if you're going to advertise, then advertise big. If you're paying X amount, you have to make sure that you get the value for your money. And as such, it's looking for locations, one, that have mixed agency, and 2, locations as well where your particular brand or company and what you're actually trying to advertise can be showcased for the masses, where it's face-to-face, not, and especially in a day and age where everyone is on their phone. You're not going to be turning your head to read an ad. You're most of the direction you're going to be facing right in front of you, and that's the reason that most of our sites is literally directly. But how do we approach it with ourselves? What do we do? So with regards to us, one of the things we first do is our market research. And I guess this is where regards to the design. So our designs are actually in-house. We design our sites ourselves. And then obviously we now engage engineers and consultants companies that can now tell us how realistic developing that particular site based on the structure or based on the land that we're trying to use. So I guess that's where the Agile comes in as well, from what I've been told is my explain. We first make sure that what we're trying to give is sellable. It can be received and appreciated by the client itself. So the market research. So we send a team out who now goes to some of our top clients itself, show them the design that we have for a structure and the particular location that we're looking at actually putting that structure. And then we now try and see whether it's something they'll buy into. But then again, it can't just be our own ideas. Well, we also try and ask our clients as well that is there something else you would add to this that may represent you, or they may add more value, quote unquote, to what you're paying for. So an example of it would be the Alexander Roundabout, for example. So when you look at the Alexander Roundabout, you see the cubes that has Access Bank all around it. And that was one initiative in which they said, why don't we, instead of just putting a light box with Loadside name on it, why don't we actually just put Access Bank? And I guess that's one of the reasons why a lot of people thought that roundabout, and that LED was owned by Access Bank for quite a while. So that's one of the ways, I guess, where it comes out of designs and actually doing our market research is done. So we actually go out there, make sure what we want to give will be received by our clients, and it won't just be a case where we build something and then we know how to sell it.
All right, thank you. You also mentioned from your response now how you constantly respond to change, which is another key value of Agile, responding to change instead of following a plan. Can you tell us some of the plans or ideas you have with regards to constantly responding to change, being innovative? Because the reason why I'm talking about that is the areas that we now see the digital media showcase, the advertisement, there are places that somebody who's just thinking normally wouldn't even have thought about it. But then they come out of this innovative mind, and they come up with all kinds of creative ways, and they geniusly create the advertisement board, and then you're like, like what would have happened if this wasn't there? And then in addition to that, not only solving a problem, but beautifying Lagos. I know I'm emphasizing that, but it's really something. So what are your plans to constantly innovate and respond to change to this ever-changing market and economy in Nigeria?
The change is a daily refresher amongst the team for us. So on a daily basis, I mean, obviously, once you have a project ongoing, and for us, we always have something ongoing. So currently right now, alongside we have 30 new sites coming up. So we're working currently on 30 current projects. And every single time that we collectively as a team decided that this is how the structure will look, I find that the next structure we continuously say, wow, okay, can we do this? Can we achieve this? So we continuously blow our minds every single time. So the change and continue, it's one where, to be honest with you, you have to adapt with time so you don't fall back. And as a result, I think that's one thing our team understands. And that's one of the reasons why I feel the audience within the advertising industry fell asleep. And the younger generation advertising practitioners are actually capitalizing on that. So some of the new things that we're about to do. Okay, so we obviously know and understand that digital space is the way forward. When I say digital, not necessarily outdoor, not outdoor digital LED boards, but we prefer this. So one of the things we're looking at now, for example, is how can we still push our clients' campaigns onto your phones without you necessarily even see the billboard in front of you.
Oh, wow.
It is one thing to be able to beautify the state with billboards, but it's another thing as well that you do not overcompensate and develop with regards to the number of boards you put on a stretch, because that also hurt you and your business itself as well. So the change for us is it's a daily process, it's a daily thing. But again, I cannot emphasize enough that it's a collective team effort. And when you have 10 different people in the room with 10 different lifestyles, 10 different directions, you know that you actually build 10 different ideas that can also be incorporated into one. And that's, I guess, what's right for us.
All right. So 2 more questions. So the work that you've done so far, could you tell us the impacts on businesses?
I guess the impact on businesses is it's tech-up, and that's the reason why they continue to work and come back to us. And again, like I said, when we started Lotad, it was if you're going to advertise big. So we have been able, not just multinationals, not just banking industry, but we also target SMEs as well, because we as well have to also realize that we started our humble beginnings. So how do we also help SMEs and others within the space? So we've created areas and locations. Even one of them being the biggest AP we've ever built was a second token at a lower rate. It kind of targets the SMEs. So the impact we've had is a clear result as to why there's that continuous business and that continuous thirst and hunger for more sites. And I would say with Lotad as well, Lotad is also, as you know, the group company as a whole. And but with the grace of God, in 7 years, we've been able to acquire, and we were just recently able to acquire Emotion as well, which was a company that was in the business for the last 15 years. And you know, this is one of the reasons why I say continuously it's a team effort, it's a team thing. And if we were not creating value for what our clients also bring on board, we would have achieved what we've been able to achieve today.
All right, thank you very much. Out of curiosity, because I do follow your work, I know that there's a lot of CSRs going on. There's this seafood market for those who live on the island. This seafood market has been in existence for over 30 years or more. And I was amazed by the transformation, right? So I know that's one of your CSR projects and how you transformed it. I mean, anybody would love to visit that seafood market. We all know how seafood markets can be, right? Right? So can you tell us about your involvement in the community in terms of CSR?
Okay. So the seafood market is actually the Falmouth Bridge for seafood market. I would encourage everyone to please go and play your fish and prawns, etc. there. How did that come about? So when we were building the Falmouth site, one of the things my partner there and I were walking around and we walked into a fish market. And we both looked at each other and said, Shane, I'm going to say this to you, because I was going to say, I will go buy a match to be rich. And it goes back into the whole company's ideology. For every location everywhere we work, we also try and impact the community within that area. Now, we couldn't impact the VI access when you have a civic center, next to you. I don't have the kind of money that Zenit kind of has to do such. However, we could do something for the individuals within the fish market. So we walked in and asked who was in charge. We were introduced to the Aloja, and we started having a conversation. What are some of the challenges you have? What happens in rainy season? How am I supposed to feel comfortable buying fish and prawns when you're selling and there's mud everywhere? How do you sanitize? There was no toilets, there was no cooler room, they were using ice. Where do you get your ice from? So once we were able to understand all the questions, that's the agile thing you're talking about, right? Once we were able to understand all the questions and the issues that they had, as a team again, we were able to now collectively think, okay, how can we help and how can we develop this?
That's the agile thing, yeah.
And you know, that led to what we see today. It went beyond what we first thought we were going to do. But then again, the value of and the way they were so happy was a lot more priceless than any amount that we could have ever thought we went over. With regards to Nota and other CSRs, Nota actually does a lot of CSRs from community development to and looking at the SDG goals as well. How can we pinpoint one of the SDG goals and actually target it as a corporation and do something? So whether it is goal number 2 or goal number 4, which is poverty and education itself. And those are 2 targets that we're focusing on for 2019 and 2020. And then after that, we'll try to look at others. So with that, for example, we, under the foundation, the Royal Foundation as well, we have been able to, we've been able to take so far 30 families off the streets and empower the mothers with businesses and monitor their businesses for them. We've taken their kids, because in most cases they're on the streets with their children, and we've taken the ones that are old enough to actually be in school, and we're putting them through school. And the program for us is to try and continue to monitor and help in the little way that we can. From individuals that we met on the road, I met a gentleman, for example, who I was trying to give money to. He was a disabled individual, and he said to me, I don't want money. Don't be a fish, teach me how to fish. And that's one of the quotes that for me kind of blew my mind. So asking him what he wanted, how to help him, learn how to fish his own way. We were able to also there was also a gentleman as well that was a social media sensation. Who was an amputee and he was a bus conductor. I don't know if anyone here saw that. And he was a bus conductor. And I was going through Two-Day Headnotes Instagram page. And anyone that knows Two-Day Headnotes, you can't help but scroll via Instagram without seeing like 20 Two-Day Headnotes Instagram posts a day. And I spoke to my partner. So I keep saying my partner. My partner's name is Derek Onishida. So I guess you do. He's very quiet. He can be a little random. You don't even know he's my partner. He's very, very quiet. So we bumped into this gentleman who was an amputee, who refused to just sit under the bridge and, be given hands down or hand-me-downs or beg for money. For instance, wanted to be a bus conductor and actually provide for his family. So with that, another CSR that we did put out as much, we found him, brought him in, and we actually got his prosthetic leg operations that we did, trained of him to walk, found out that he's a football fanatic. I own the football team, so employed him in the football team. So he's one of the football coaches for my team.
Wow.
So, I think again, every day there's something that you see, but then again, you can't do everything. You can't help everyone. So it's usually the approach of the individual that kind of gets me the most. And again, everybody always has a story. And I can't question every story, and we as a group can't. But we selectively try and pick and help. But then when it comes to major CSRs, we have other CSR that we're about to do in the next couple of months, which I'm not going to say yet, which is and will add more value than what the fish market did.
Thank you very, very much. Can we give it up for him, please? Amazing work. Final parting words, simple advice for anyone who is going into this type of business or some other business that has to do with innovation and agility.
Innovation and agility. Innovation, do not let anyone try and sway or change what you believe is right. Be ready to adapt and listen. I think that's the key thing. Someone said to me that our generation was so quick to judge, we don't listen as much. So listen, understand the space you're trying to go into. Research and constant research. Never get too comfortable and think you're there, so who's going to lead? Not lead by yourself, but lead bottom up. So, and then listen as well, bottom up as well, whether it be from your lower staff to your CEO, to your partner. Because there's some brilliant ideas out. And there's some individuals within your organizations that you may never give a chance to actually listen to them. But they have some brilliant ideas. So I guess it's listening, adapting to change, being innovative, but at the same time most importantly, knowing how to serve your own market and continuous research.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Put a hands together one more time for Sheitumbu and Abi. I'm impressed. Well, Shei, please, I need to make an announcement. I'm an SME in need of impact too. My own industry is CSR as well. Thank you very much. So please make sure you extend that to this angle. Because a lot of these CSR agility issues, some of us, the charity must begin at home, isn't it? People are very with me. You are not an agreement, just everything. You can agree that I hear high. Look at them, but that's not the spirit of agility. Agility is to make sure that the prosperity is inclusive. It's for us to basically respond to the concerns in the society. Because when the society is inclusive, the diverse nature of that society will basically come with so much of its benefits. And you see, teamwork is not just about one individual replicated all over, no. It's different individuals contributing their own different strengths. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited because we haven't been having so much of talk. Right now we want to be able to create a breakdown, and this is going to be quite entertaining. And so it gives me great delight to invite Yetunde Kasumu and our wonderful team, right? They are going to be entertaining us right away. Please can you put your hands together for this lovely entertainment as they come to wow on with their agility steps and the sounds that are going to bring so much excitement into our own moment right now. So over to them. coronavirus cannot last in America. With this kind of energy that has been demonstrated here. My brother, some of you should learn to interpret this also so that we know exactly what you're saying. With these kinds of energy, yeah, this is what I'm telling you. This is the power of Amala. Amala Ibadan. I think when you eat that one, it's balanced diet. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one more time for them. I hope that you're still performing. Like you said, this night is not so much about speaking, it's so of entertainment, so something quite relaxing. And I'm actually thinking that these people must have been exposed to some kind of agility spirit in Mysore or Canada. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having a video presentation now, and this is just going to give us a view of what we're going to be expecting at the awards presentations. And so for the next few minutes, this video presentation is going to obviously look at some of the stories from the individuals who basically themselves have adopted that the whole idea. Please can we have the house lights out?
Yes.
So that we have the proper view of the video. Are you ready? Please put up the house light. Let's see what it looks like, please. No, that's okay. That should be the beginning. Okay, you've got. Okay. Great. Thank you very much. Please can we have audio?
Okay.
Please bear with us a moment. We want to get this right.
Working together, everything just seems transformation.
Hello, my name is Carol, and I want to tell you about my Agile journey. I first found out about Agile in 2018 when the Agile advisor came to Sterling Bank to talk to us about Agile transformation. I was a bit of a skeptic, to be honest, because I felt it was a foreign methodology that just couldn't work in Nigeria. People working in teams, cohabiting, co-working together, everything just seemed foreign. But I was pleasantly surprised because the Agile advisor showed by example, by the way they worked as a team and the way they interacted with each other, that Agile can actually work in Nigeria. And that piqued my interest. I became, an enthusiast, really. So I registered for the Certified Scrum Manager and Certified Scrum Product Owner trainings. I did my certifications last year, and I'm also a part of the Agile Practitioners Association of Nigeria. It's been an amazing journey, really. I've learned a lot about Agile techniques. I get to share experience with other people that are at various stages of their Agile journey. We have Agile Games Night, we have Agile Meetups. I've been able to facilitate 2 of such sessions, where we have a mix of speakers from both local and international platforms in different areas of business, different areas of specialization, talking about Agile. It's been an amazing learning experience for me, and it's changed my whole outlook about it. So I'm, I manage the program management office in Sterling Bank, and I have a team of project managers, change managers, and value realization analysts. And what I've invested in doing is making sure that members of my team understand how Agile works. They've done their certifications in Agile, and we are practicing it within our team. We use the Agile DevOps tool to track our projects today, and it gives a lot of visibility and transparency into what we do and how that information is shared with our management. We're actually responsible for managing enterprise-wide projects in Sterling Bank, and using Agile just makes a whole world of difference in the way we deliver our projects.
Hi everyone, it has been an exciting journey for me leading the Agile Transformation team here at Access Bank. I remember when I joined a year ago, it was not easy. Think about an organization that was so used to the traditional way of doing things, and you were asked to come and transform all of their normal processes into the agility way of doing things. I can tell you very well from my experience here at Access Bank and other organizations that I have led the Agile Transformation program, it's not been easy. But here we are today. We've done an amazing job in driving Agile best practices, aiding all of our service delivery to better serve our customers. Today at Access Bank, over 60% of the project we do adopt the Agile principles, and we use all of the Agile tool in delivering this project. And I can tell you that has increased the success rate of our project delivery. It has increased the quality of the product that we now share with our very large customer base. I can tell you also that through Agile delivery, we have enhanced collaboration amongst the team. We have now been able to ensure that the teams work even more closely together, which eventually results into better products.
My name is Pete Omotosho. I am an enterprise agile coach with Energy Australia. I am based in Melbourne. I started my agile journey in 2010. That was back home in Nigeria. And when I moved to Australia in 2014, I continued to engage myself in the agile space. I've worked in 3 cities in Australia, Sydney, Perth, and currently I work out of Melbourne. It's been a fulfilling journey so far. Lots of ups and downs, a lot of successes, and of course, failures as well. I must confess it's been a fulfilling one. I can show you a lot of scars. I mean, agile scars. Well, about the Nigerian agile community, it's a very good one. I love what is happening in the Nigerian agile space. I am passionate about giving back to the Nigerian agile community, and that shows in a couple of ways. One of which, to be part of the events that happen in Nigeria. Most of the time I stay awake all night just to be part of it. That's how strong my passion for the growth of Agile in Nigeria is. And I know someday we'll have as much vibrancy in the Nigerian community as we have here in Australia. At work, as an enterprise agile coach, I do a lot of work at the leadership space. I support the leadership team, especially when it comes to coaching them, when it comes to helping them work out the strategies to really engage and work with the priorities for the year. I also work with other team coaches as well. I coach them such that they can actually coach the development team. My strength is working on the mindset shift of the agile practitioners to move from the doing side of agile to the being side of agile. My name remains Peter Motoshow, and I'll say keep on supporting agile. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Tunde Giwa.
Oh, interesting. What do you do?
So I head the Enterprise Agile Transformation with the Agile Advisor Africa.
Oh, so I've been hearing agile. So can you tell us about your agile story?
Okay, so my agile story. So about a few years ago, I heard about agile from a very close friend of mine, and he told me that someone was coming to Nigeria to, do a kind of an event, an agile event, and he would like me to attend. And I said, okay. So I went for that event, and I got hooked. Right. So after the event, I decided I was going to do my the training, the workshop, the Agile Scrum workshop. I did, and it was amazing. I thought, let me do my certification then. So I waited, and I was one of the first people to take the CSM in Nigeria.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you want to tell us about your impact in the Agile community in Nigeria?
My impact.
Yeah.
That's a big word, though.
Yeah.
All right, my impact. Okay, I have been a part of a team, right, that have done several agile, enterprise agile transformation for a few organizations in Nigeria, banks, software companies, even in the fashion industry.
Wow.
We've done the whole organization wanted a transformation.
Okay, you mean that you have client engagements?
Yes, so we have client engagements where we consult and coach organizations and transform them, help them transform into the agile space.
Okay, okay. That's so interesting. Your story is interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know what Agile is all about, and they want to have a deep dive into Agile. Also, Mr. Tunde Giwa, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So I've had, some meetups, Agile meetups, just to explain, Agile, what Agile is all about to a lot of people. Of course, how it's actually transformed, the way we work in my organization. And I know that we need to give back to the society, especially in this time. So in the Agile meetup, we've tried, set up by the Agile advisor, we've tried, to have a meeting, a forum where we talk about how best, to carry out work, basically. I know one of the meetups talks about system of delivery versus agile transformation. We've also talked about product versus, projects. So people need to begin to understand it, and I've been a panelist in both meetups, and I know that after all the meetups, I've also had communication with people to say, so Eliana, how best can we transform our world of work, not just for big organizations, but for also SMEs, some business owners who believe that they need to start off the agile way, especially because they know that at this moment there's a lot of complexity. So they want to really start off on a good foundation, and they believe that, and I know that agile can help them start off on a good foundation, because of course with agile there's adaptability and there's flexibility. So of course they can have a lot of reduce wastage, and of course increase performance and financial performance, I beg your pardon, and as well as generate a lot of income for their business. So with the meetups and all the forums that Agile Advisor have set up, we've been able to give back to the community, telling them how best they can also function, and being the fact that the organization where I work has Agile has also made a serious impact on the people. So of course I know that if it's made serious impact on people, you can do the same for other organizations. And the good thing about it is that it's not just for the software developers, because I work in an IT firm. It's also for every subject matter expert. So you have Agile in the business area, so there's business agility in HR, there's Agile HR, there's in sales, in marketing, so of course. So I'm sure that the Agile advisor will do more to ensure that there's a huge impact on the community with us, who are now Agile, professionals, so to speak, in the Agile world. Thank you.
All right, everyone, put your hands together. The transformation journey is started. the community here, you know, when I was called to anchor this event, I was made to understand that this year is going to be the third edition. And it's a journey that has just started, so to speak, in Nigeria. And this is why, of course, the association, which is the Agile Practitioner Association of Nigeria, is very much on ground. So please, if you've not yet joined, I'm very sure the staff are going to be on ground to help you, navigate that process. I see Agile in the next few years in this country doing bigger things than they are doing right now. And this is quite amazing, because like with everything that is going to make a difference, you don't get the crowd to actually follow through. People begin to jump on the wagon when they begin to see so much more of those benefits coming to them. And so I want to say a big thank you to the association, their team, and certainly an Agile Advisor Africa as well for what they have been able to put together. So please listen to what I want to thank you to Mr. Lambert. The more Agile you become. At this point in time, I would like to invite Uchi, please come up to give us perhaps one or two sounds just to entertain us for a while. And afterwards, we're going to have another presentation, and then I'm going to understand that dinner is going to be served. Because I do not imagine agility without an empty stomach. It is important for us to be sure that particular aspect of the whole agenda, is definitely done right. So, and after that, the main reason for why we are gathered here tonight is just going to be unveiled. Tomorrow is a continuum. Next day after tomorrow is also another continuum. So at this point in time, please can we put a hands together for Gucci? Please put your hands together for him. Thank you.
When I think the life is there, I'm loving
get water. So just hold on, I will tell you the key after this video presentation. But yeah, not very well. Please can you put your hands together for Gucci? His voice reminds me of, is it Don Bosco or some of those Pavarotti. Gucci-rotti. We're not too sure, but this is, please put your hands together one more time for him. He's a Nigerian, it's not to see by his skin color, he's a black guy. So you know that talent is very much, in some of here. Then our next video is also going to give you an idea of some of our organizations who themselves have a story to tell. And then that is going to flow in for the next few minutes. But in the meantime, drinks are being served. If you need to use the loo, it's downstairs to your left. You go down, then to your left. Alright? So, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for the video? Please, can we have the house light now? Thank you.
Over 25 years, SIDMAC has done well in the technology industry, in the IT industry. I'm sure some of our clients, or if not all of them, would actually testify to what we've done for them in terms of creating solutions to solve most of their problems. But in this VUCA dispensation, we really need more. And I'm wondering, what are we going to do? Who is going to make that change?
SIDMAC Technologies reached out to the Agile Advisor Africa to assist them in their Agile journey. And so our organization, the Agile Advisor Africa, our expertise falls within helping and facilitating Agile adoption and transformation.
At first, we were skeptical. There were doubts, resistance, uncertainty. But with the training and coaching, we've been able to unlearn, learn and relearn to achieve a culture that guaranteed much improvement in the organizational performance.
As a PO, my job is to deliver customer-ready products, ensuring the product meets best ROI targets, both for the customer and also for the organization. My job also includes prioritizing items that the customer needs, managing the backlogs for the product to be developed for the customer.
Since the introduction of Agile into our environment, we've been working smarter, we've been working in a transparent way. And Agile has really transformed how we do things, and we are super excited to have Agile within our environment.
I'm Scrum Master of the team. I facilitate the activities of the team, ensuring we achieve our set targets, set goals for each sprint. I also ensure that we work according to the Scrum values and pillars.
With Enterprise Agile fully implemented at SIDMAC, we can approach the next 25 years with great assuredness that we can take on the new markets while we consolidate on the existing markets with solutions that makes people work smarter and live better. Watch out for SIDMAC.
Hi, my name is Juzo. I'm a Scrum Master and Business Analyst at Synfix.
Hi, my name is Masa. I'm a team lead in Synfix, and here we are to discuss our journey so far on Agile processes. So I remember back in the days when I joined the company, we used to develop a project as a big food packet where you have long-term planning section, long development period, and when it gets to the quality assurance team, there seems to be too much back and forth because what they had to test was big, and as a result, the products are not shipped on time. But with Agile, we have been able to identify concise and easy to understand requirements that could be worked on easily, delivered, tested, and by the quality assurance team, and all back and forth are addressed immediately.
As a Scrum Master, I basically ensure that the team is fully equipped to all they need to deliver their products in time, from ensuring that all blockers are removed to ensuring that we adhere to all the agile processes, from daily stand-up meetings to backlog refinements, sprint reviews, sprint planning, sprint retrospective, which is very important to help us learn on what we've done wrong and then improve in our next sprint.
Since we introduced Agile, we've been able to basically break things into achievable chunks, then deliver it to the customer faster. And that has really helped even the developers working on this stuff. So it helps the developer easily conceptualize what is working on.
In the business department, we adopt an agile mindset in terms of ownership, collaboration, team respect, and responsiveness to customers' query. So Agile has really helped us in all of that we do, in pursuing our day-to-day sales and business development activities.
Our Agile journey has been somewhat interesting and challenging, all at the same time. I mean, interesting because we started off sometime in 2019. I wasn't sure of what to expect, knowing that Agile is just basically about mindset change, not really about doing Agile, right? And when we started off, it was a bit difficult because we needed to cascade it down to our partners as well. I mean, it was a very tough call for us to adjust at some point, which was why when we started off, we did it for a while and we stopped and we came back. Part of the reason why we stopped at some point was because we found it very difficult to cascade down to our partners. So we now said, okay, what we'll do is to go back, look at it, tweak it to suit our intended partners, basically. It's not just about using fancy words, sprint and all of that. For us, it was basically that transformation, that mindset change. People taking responsibility, knowing what to do when, and the impact of what you're doing. It was just very easy to track tasks, which was particularly for me very interesting because I could literally sit behind and I'm seeing what everybody is doing. I would say that the team has now realized the impact of Agile in terms of software development, which is why we want to take it further to understand DevOps, which is where we are now. We've transformed from the old way of doing software to the new way, which is the Agile way.
Agile has really changed the way we've worked because it has given us more direction and we have this visualization of what we want to do. Now Agile makes you pick what you know you can do and it enables you to allocate the time for it. Also, we get to share our issues in our daily stand-ups and this has really helped a lot in the interrelationship between colleagues and in the total output of number of projects done.
Hi, I'm a full stack Java developer. Agile. The truth is, when my colleague initially wanted to introduce the Agile mindset, I was one of the people that kicked against it seriously because it didn't make any sense to me. Like, I felt like I was already Agile. Why are you talking about Agile to me? But when he explained it and we had the training, and throughout the training process, I realized that my mindset wasn't even as agile as I thought. Most of the documentation, in fact, everything wasn't really in place because we were just using the basic things we already knew before. But when the agile mindset came into place, we were more conscious of like what are we doing? What do the customers want?
Like we actually entered into the story of what we're building, and it was actually more fun because now you're writing code and you're thinking, okay, who is using this product? Like this is what the agile mindset brought into like our process, and it made it more like it made it easier for the person to understand, the users to understand. It made it easier for us to even deliver what the users really wanted from the product. Like the word implies, agile, it makes you more alert, makes you more aware of everything happening. It's the way to go, like be agile.
My agile journey so far has been wonderful, and I would say traditionally the way I've been doing things, it actually takes time, but with the help of agile, I've been able to plan my daily tasks and also weekly as well. I've been able to organize my tasks and prioritize them. So I'll say my agile journey so far has been wonderful.
We started Agile implementation in January 2019. And I think by about end of February, I think we had completed the whole process of the setup and the training. It was something that was new, and during the period when we were implementing it, it was very exciting, and we actually saw how it changed the way we worked. The most exciting part of this is you actually learning and seeing it for yourself, the importance of Agile. So I think for any organization that would implement this, it must be from a position of people understanding and seeing the need and the value to be agile. So today, when we started, we were running a 1-week sprint, and today we now do a 2-week sprint. Agile has actually helped us in terms of our discipline. There are things that it has indirectly corrected, for instance, late coming. Every morning you have your sprint meeting and everybody must be there. An interesting thing when we started was that people were there were penalties for coming in late or not updating your Trello board and all of that. But as we went along and we matured, everything more or less just came together. For us, as I said earlier, it's something that has actually helped us as an organization. Our service delivery is better now, our customer service is better, our softwares are also better. That's basically all I can say for now. Thank you.
Adopting Agile has been a very wonderful journey so far. We had the waterfall method before, which was very, very hectic and wasn't fun for the team, But now, because there's a clearer view of what is meant to be prioritized, and it helps the company itself have a clearer vision of products to follow first, not that you spend hours and months on projects and later you realize that it's not the priority. The capacity building was involved. There were a lot of sprint planning, so with the sprint planning, you already know what you need and what you don't need for the time being. So I think Agile gives us a clearer view of achieving what customer wants. We had a better delivery time, customers were better happy. Then also as a Scrum Master, I think it made my job easier for me because there were some things that were automated because everybody already had an Agile mindset. You don't need to tell them. There was a responsibility for each team members for them to deliver their tasks. Agile has been a very wonderful journey so far, and we've been trying to improve better on it because we're still new to Agile, even though we've adopted the mindset, but we're still growing in Agile, and we'll continue to grow because we're seeing the positive impact on the team and the organization as a whole. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Omar Osemige. Digital transformation is continuous innovation. Continuous innovation is creating that very unique customer experience. Here at Access Bank, we pride ourselves to be the most respected African bank and the #1 payment gateway to Africa. And we have been able to achieve this by adopting the Agile approach, processes, principles, systems, and tools. Today, I can tell you that over 60% of the projects we run in Access Bank, we use the Agile approach. The Agile transformation journey has not been easy here at Access Bank. Most people were used to the traditional ways of doing things. Most people were very, very comfortable with the traditional way of doing things. And you know what that means when you are asked or tasked to go reform a process that over 80% of the people are already used to. It can be a very tedious task. That's what I was asked to do, to come and change this process, to come and reform this process, to come and lead the Agile transformation team. Today, I'm very proud to tell you that in our strategy to transform the entire group and its subsidiaries to adopting the Agile approach, we have been able to cover or complete this task about 70%. And maybe in another 2-3 years or even less, we'll be able to completely transform the entire bank to be fully agile. Today, we can tell you that most projects that we run, it's being done using the agile approach. And we can tell that the result is just phenomenal. It's amazing because our customers come back to us, the business units comes back to us to say that everyone is happy, everyone is satisfied, and everyone loves what you have done. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Victor Ichufu, a Scrum Master with Terracon Group with over 5 years of active work experience. I want to say a very big thank you to the Agile Practitioners Association of Nigeria for finding me worthy of a nomination this year at the African Agility Awards 2020. It's really an honor and a privilege to be recognized for my efforts in leading Terracon Group's path to agility. I remember starting my Agile journey some years back, scaling a team of about maybe 7 engineers that was predominantly practicing waterfall into a current Agile team of over 70 teammates. These teammates consist of software engineers, data engineers, machine learning engineers, UI UX engineers, what else? Software testers, and of course the product managers. And it's been a great journey so far. We couldn't have grown and achieved this scale without a proper implementation of the Agile framework with emphasis on Scrum and Kanban. And the implementation of Agile has helped us grow as a team spread across 3 locations. This has also helped us as a team to build scalable enterprise applications, reduce the amount of time spent doing reworks, provide more value to our users, and most importantly, help us build a self-organized team geared towards achieving a common goal while staying responsible and accountable. For winning this award for my team would further strengthen the team to do more. As it also validates their efforts in ensuring we stay agile and we continuously scale. I want to say a very big thank you once again for the nomination, and I hope we bring it on. Thank you.
We always do early dinner, but for the sake of activity, I think we are going to do dinner this time. And please make sure you eat what you know. I'm not too sure if they have Angry River salt online, but nevertheless, Lou is downstairs on your left. So in case you need to, you know what I mean. So at this point in time, I'm going to invite DJ Ramsey, who has decided to entertain us with better Nigerian jams, especially for some of you who are coming to Nigeria for the first time. You let them know our music is better than the ones in Sweden. Nevertheless, music is a universal language. So because we are hosting you, we agree that our sounds are equal. Nigeria will come last. So ladies and gentlemen, please, dinner is served. So please, I'll kindly ask that we kindly move down. We'll start, we'll take what we know, and then we come back here while the music is ongoing. And then as soon as we're fully settled, the main reason why we're here for this evening is to just keep up. Thank you so very much. DJ Lexi. An awards where we are going to be recognizing 26 in total of individuals and organizations who have gone through a process, and there are several nominees who are actually announced. And so tonight, I have a singular privilege privilege of announcing the winners in each of the different categories. However, we have a different design to all of this. Each of the winners are going to be invited tonight. Tomorrow, as a case of popular request, we will have a special award recipient presentation tomorrow during the conference. It's a hope that the conference tomorrow and then tomorrow will have a fuller house. I guess perhaps because of some of the issues with traffic and then some other things next. But I still believe that we actually have a problem. And because of everyone sitting here today, this is a huge success. Please can you put your hands together for yourself? At this point in time, I would like to invite Abby to come up. Please can you put your hands together for the chairperson of the Agile Practitioners Association of Nigeria. The awards themselves, I just need to have certain clarification done so that people know that this is basically focused on merits. Madam, please come on. Don't be afraid. You're used to this stage. Alright. These awards, we just need it to be said for the records. Is this an award that was based on man, woman, or woman, woman?
No, it wasn't based on man, woman, or woman, woman. All right, whatever. You all saw the videos, and not every video made it here, but there were many organizations, and the participants are actually individuals and organizations from Ghana, Egypt, Kenya, South Africa, and Nigeria. And so the videos, some of the videos you've seen tonight actually shows the journey, you know, the truth in the story. You've all witnessed it. And so it was for some of the organizations we visited them, we took pictures, we actually witnessed that there's some path to agility going on there.
Alright. So obviously when you talk about we mean the Agile Practitioners Association of Nigeria, obviously. We will definitely are hosting this particular whole series. I want to say big thank you because I'm not giving you an award because that would be an INEC political thing like that. We're not doing that tonight. Please can you answer that for her? I needed that to be put on record that it's not known. As a matter of fact, those who didn't win will not necessarily have to go to Supreme Court to challenge the winners of those who are really going to be announced tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start from this. For the Agile Trailblazer, the individual categories. Yeah. The award goes to Eliana Philip Amonomi. Is Eliana there? I know she's a very, very conspicuous, she's very obvious. You know. Please put your hands up for her. Please come on. The champion for the Africa Activity Forum Awards for Agile Trailblazer I would like you to stand up here because I'm going to call the rest of those who win in the different categories. Don't look at my paper because you might want to whisper to somebody who is your parent. And then for the Agilist Influencer, see, me, I always prefer gender balance. But when we gender is balancing to the one that is favoring some other gender, we would prefer. The Agilist Influencer goes to Carol Ariyu. I know I saw that on her, she's here. Ladies and gentlemen, please come on. You know our message now. We're not doing any campaign or anything. No women, no man. Okay. Thank you very much, DJ. For the leadership activity category, the to, I think this is a heaven program. Today you are, okay, today is the one with the beard. His smile is very, very accurate. Look at this. Congratulations. The next winner, the individual categories this time around, for the Agile community leader as well, we have Pete Omotoso. Is in the house? Pete Omotoso. Okay. Pete, alright. The next winner, it looks like two women, two men. Okay. For lifetime agility, the winner is Ivan Limon. Ivan, please come up that you won an award. You are supposed, even if you have survived. Congratulations. Please come to stay. And this influencer again, this goes to Lizzie Morris. Lizzie Morris. Is Lizzie in the house? Okay, Lizzie is two. And of course, we also have two community leaders, Sheyi Jimbo and Adewale Olushola. These ones also are the winners in these different categories. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the African Agility Forum Awards individual category, so to speak, of these different categories. Once a big congratulations to a lot of you. Please can you stand properly? Can I have Abby, can you come up please for a photo session? Tomorrow, make sure you are at the conference because we have a special award presentation to the Polar House. Please can we have the paparazzis to please take this picture? Madam, are you busy? Women, you want to use the banner? Okay, we have to take this chair. Next time, how do you dance? So please, we like to use the banner backdrop. Tomorrow, we are doing a special award recognition. So please make sure you are here. Tonight is the first announcement. So that those who are not going to make sure they come themselves as overall transformation initiative, and that award goes to Silver Technologies. Silver Technologies. What happened to the Ghana? She took her own and went home. Oh, she's here. That would have been agility completed. Oh, she's not retired. Nobody's tired of coming to take awards in Nigeria. Congratulations for the overall transformation initiative. For the customer service leader, the award goes to First Bank of Nigeria. Is First Bank in the house? Please put your hands together for First Bank. For the team agility, the award goes to Green Line Nigeria. Did you guys thank you? Team Line Nigeria for team agility. For path to agility, the award goes to InterSwitch Group. InterSwitch Group. For the visual design and creativity agility, the award goes to Telegram Nigeria. Telegram Nigeria. The visual design and creativity agility award. Congratulations, Telegram. Please come and join them there. For path to agility, we also have another path, Fidelity Bank Nigeria. Okay. For the path to agility award also, we have Fluttery. Are they in the house? Okay. For the business agility, we have Competitor Millman. For team agility, we also have Craft Silicon of Kenya and the Cutie of Egypt, as well as Kota and Kush, Nigeria, all for the team agility awards. Alright. For path to agility, we have Hotel Ghana. We also have Cellular Kenya for enabling organization. We also have Sasol South Africa for business agility. Want to say congratulations to all of them. For business agility as well, we have Simplex. Simplex also is a recipient. And finally, for visual design and creativity agility, we have Lotsat Promo Media. Please can we put an answer there for Lotsat Promo Media? I know there's someone here to pick for Lotsat Promo Media. There's someone to pick for Lotsat, isn't it? So where's the person? Because the normally is in the house here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Madam Abiola Oshawa to please come up for us to have the group from behind the backdrop. Like I announced earlier on, the special award presentation is going to be made tomorrow. So make sure you are here on time. If you are not here, I will carry your award and go home. I will just change the name. So ladies and gentlemen, please, we'll have the photo up. Yes, say please. Oh, she was busy negotiating business. Oh no. Congratulations. Tomorrow we have a special award presentation to all of the awards. Congratulations to every award. Stand up. the achievements of the association so far. We're going to appreciate it tomorrow, obviously. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I want to say that the meal was very fantastic. Whoever made that meal, we are going for second portion. Please, without handing with us off. And then, I want to say thank you to every one of us who have been here. Tomorrow, the event kicks off as early as 8 o'clock. So that we can wrap up the session. All of our speakers of the international sphere are here. I want to say big thank you to every single one of you for the opportunity. My name is Steven. If I until we meet again tomorrow, have a good night and please drive safely home. God bless you.